Hello, everyone. On Saturday, the church will be celebrating this a great solemnity, the Solemnity of the Assumption of the Blessed Virgin Mary. It's one of the four Marian dogmas, and basically what this dogma means is that the Blessed Mother, when she died, she was assumed into heaven, body, and soul. Pope Pius XII, in his Apostolic Constitution, where he defines this dogma of the Assumption of the Blessed Virgin Mary, says this dogma goes hand in hand. It's tied together with another Marian dogma, the dogma of the Immaculate Conception. And basically what the dogma says of the Immaculate Conception was that Mary did not contract original sin. Basically what these two dogmas mean is that Mary needed a savior, just like you and I. Mary was a creature, so she needed a savior. So just as in the past, in the Paschal mystery, Christ won for us grace, all this merit. Those graces that Christ won for us in the past are applied to us in the future through the sacraments to save us. Along the same lines, our Blessed Mother, in the future view of the merits and graces Christ would win for us on the cross, those graces were applied to our Blessed Mother in a singular way, and she was preserved from the state of original sin. So henceforth, she did not experience the consequences of original sin. Allow me to quote from Pius XII in this Apostolic Constitution. He says, "Consequently, it seems impossible to think of her, the one who conceived Christ, brought him forth, nursed him with her milk, held him in her arms, and clasped him to her breast, as being apart from him in body, even though not in soul, after this earthly life." End quote. Basically, what the Holy Father is saying there, it's just so fitting that our Blessed Mother be assumed into heaven, body, and soul. Christ, our Blessed Mother, held Christ in her womb for 9 months. Christ lived with Mary and Joseph, not for 2 years, for 30 years he spent time with our Blessed Mother. Our Blessed Mother was there when he began his public ministry at the wedding of Cana. Our Blessed Mother was there at the foot of the cross as a faithful disciple. So if our Blessed Mother spent all this time with Christ, it's just so fitting that Christ would do this for our Blessed Mother, that she be assumed into heaven, body, and soul, and be united with her Son forever in heaven. The readings that are proclaimed on this great solemnity, on the Mass of the day, it comes from the Gospel of Luke. And the Gospel that it's proclaimed, the scene that is proclaimed, is the visitation of the Blessed Virgin Mary to her cousin Elizabeth. What Luke is trying to do, he's trying to present the Blessed Virgin Mary as a new Ark of the Covenant. So if we recall from the time of the Old Testament, the Ark of the Covenant, that golden box that we see appear in the time of Exodus, in the book of Exodus, played a crucial role in the life of the Israelites. It accompanied the Israelites through the desert. It signified God's presence with them. We're told in the Old Testament, but also especially in the book of Hebrews, the apostle tells us what was contained in this golden box. The manna that came down from heaven, the 2 stone tablets, and Aaron's rod. So with the Blessed Virgin Mary, these three things are also in a way contained with her. Christ refers to himself in the Gospel, in the 6th chapter of the Gospel of John, as a new manna that came down from heaven. Christ is the Word made flesh, and he's the new and eternal high priest. These 3 realities are contained in the womb of the Blessed Virgin Mary as she conceived Christ, our Savior. The Ark of the Covenant was a type, it was a shadow of what was to come. It wasn't the reality yet. So with the Blessed Virgin Mary, we see this reality come into place. Mary as the new Ark of the Covenant. Also, in the scene of the Blessed Virgin Mary visiting her cousin Elizabeth, we see so many parallels with the Ark of the Covenant in the Old Testament. So for example, we're told that, after the angel appears to Mary and she consents to give birth to Christ, what does Mary do? She goes in haste to a town of Judah to visit her cousin Elizabeth. What does King David do during his time? He wants to retrieve the ark and bring it back into Jerusalem. Where does he go? He goes to Judah. When David encounters the ark, what does he say? the second book of Samuel reminds us, David feared the Lord that day and said, "How can the ark of the Lord come to me?" When Mary encounters her cousin Elizabeth, what are the words that come out of her mouth? "How does this happen to me that the mother of my Lord should come to me?" So you see, the Blessed Virgin Mary goes to Judah to visit her cousin Elizabeth. David goes to where? He goes to Judah to retrieve the ark and bring it back into Jerusalem. Also, with the encounter of Mary and her cousin Elizabeth, remember, Elizabeth was pregnant with John the Baptist. And what does John the Baptist do during this encounter? He leaps with joy in her womb. What does King David do as he's bringing the ark back into Jerusalem? He's dancing. He's leaping with joy. This is what the second book of Samuel reminds us. Then David, girded with a linen apron, came dancing before the Lord. And like I said, what does the child in the womb of Elizabeth do? Leaps with joy. In the second book of Chronicles, we also encounter how the Israelites, when they encounter the ark, there's this liturgical dancing, there's this leaping with joy. Lastly, we're told that King David, before he brings the ark back into Jerusalem, it stays with Odem Hittite, and this is what the second book of Samuel says. The ark of the Lord remained in the house of Odem Edom the Gittite for 3 months, and the Lord blessed Odem in his whole house. Towards the end of that passage, we're told how many months our Blessed Mother stays with her cousin Elizabeth, and how many months? She stays with her for 3 months. So as you see, Luke is presenting to us Mary as the new Ark of the Covenant. She is the real deal. She's not just a foreshadowing or a type that is to come. Mary is the new Ark of the Covenant who conceives Christ, the Savior of the world. So you may ask yourselves, what does this all mean? What does this mean for me? We can learn many lessons, but among the many lessons we can learn, I think there's one lesson. The Blessed Mother, our Blessed Mother, made room for Christ. We're made for Christ. Christ wants to pour his love for us. No matter what we're going through, he wants to be a part of our life. He wants to pour his love into our souls. The question that we can reflect upon today is, do I make time for Christ? Do I make room for Christ in my life? Or is Christ just third on the list, or maybe 10th on the list? Is Christ a priority in my life? A happy solemnity of the Assumption of the Blessed Virgin Mary, and may God continue to bless you. Until next time, may God bless you all.